Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. NBA Bid. Happy Friday, huh? Happy Friday. Good to be back. We haven't had an NBA Bid show in a week, right? It's been like a full week off. So good to be back in front of the cam, in front of the mic, you know. Who do we got in the chat this morning? I see Matic Autos here. Ooh, the chat looks different now. Like when I share stuff. Wow, that's weird. I don't know if I like it, guys. I don't know if I like how aggressive that is. What does this do? There we go. That's better. That's better. Happy birthday to De'Aaron Fox. There we go. Swipe at a Fox. We got Snoopaloop says Happy National Short Girl Appreciation Day. Short Kings Rise. Sneeps is here. Regulator. We got DJP in the chat. Boston Base. Good to see everybody. Do me a favor. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Hi from the shitty chat. Yeah, there we go. 3DK55. Guys, what's up? What's going on? How are we doing? We've had a busy week here. We had a busy week, and I wasn't planning on starting with this. Had the first 40 and over basketball game last night, and I feel terrible. And I had one of the worst things that can happen mentally in that sort of environment where I haven't played. Like, I'm rusty as hell. I have not played in a while. Okay, and I got there. And this is the first time I'm meeting all these guys I'm playing with. And while we're warming up, I probably knocked down 15 of 20 3-pointers. And so they're like, hey, man, we've never played with you before. Green light. Get those shots up. Get those shots up. We were 0 for 6 in the first half. 0 for 6 in the first half with some wild 3-point misses. Knocked a couple down in the second half. But, whoo, it was ugly. We got smoked. We lost by a couple touchdowns, but good. It was good times. My body's feeling it. And am I still hungover? No, I'm not hungover anymore from Vegas, but I'm tired. I'm definitely tired. That's for sure. Let's just start with that. Let's do a little. No, I'm not trying to share screen. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to do this, baby. The cup. Vegas was incredible. Actually, let's stay like this. For now while we talk about Vegas. Baby Blues today. That's right. Again, we get the local hoop shirt today. Yeah, Vegas was awesome. Really shout out to SORARE NBA for making that happen. Really cool experience because of them. We saw Mike Weisberg. We saw our guy SORARE NBA Squad. That's his Twitter handle, right? SORARE NBA Squad. We saw Weisberg Taylor, SORARE NBA Squad. We met some dudes from Germany out there. We get to hang with our guy John from SORARE and Alex from SORARE. It was a really cool time. And what was really dope about the experience is we get this. You get to go in a little bit early. You had a little VIP terrace, this outdoor terrace thing with some drinks and some food. We met Worldwide Wob in the flesh. That was a great time. Got to get down on the court. Our guy Patrick Coyne. Patrick, for you guys know Patty C. He brought his kiddo Parker. We got to hang with Parker. If you tuned into Live Before Lock, you might have got a little shout out. You might have seen him. He came to the game, and what was really dope is somebody who works for the NBA who was at the VIP terrace on the terrace hooked them up at halftime, put them on the floor. So Patrick and his kiddo watched the second half of the championship game from on the baseline. It was incredible. Got themselves on the Jumbotron. It was a really cool time. And I'll say, because I went last year as well, right? And it was a pretty cool experience this time. I think the shift in having the semifinals on a Saturday instead of on a Thursday, where it's in the middle of the day. I think the games are at 1:30 and 4:30, I believe, or 1:30 and 5 on Pacific time, was a much better experience to do that on a Saturday. I will say I almost wish they could have put the finals on a Monday, have one day off and then do it. But it was still a really good time. The first game between Atlanta and Milwaukee was pretty fun. Trae Young, man, a performer. The dude is a performer. He was putting on a show for a little bit, keeping that game close. Jalen Johnson really struggled in that game. And then Giannis, man, is on a pretty big heater right now of just dominating night in and night out. He was great. So they win that game. The second game between Houston and OKC was a slog. It was a slog. Now, for those that don't know, I was here on Friday, right? On Monday morning. On Saturday morning, excuse me. My flight was supposed to leave at 7:30. I got a text at 10:30 Friday night saying my flight was canceled. There was only one other flight that could get me out there in time for the first games, and that was a 6 a.m. flight out of Newark. So I had to leave my apartment at 3:30 for a 6 a.m. flight, and then was barely able to check in at my hotel before the game started. I believe I did 20 straight hours on Saturday. Your boy was cooked. On Saturday night. So we didn't get into any too much chaos on Saturday. It was an early bed. It was an early bed for your boy by the time the games was over, it was 9, and then I crashed. But it was a great time. I got dinner with the No Dunks crew. That was very nice for them to include me with that. Had a good time hanging out with them, and then losing some blackjack with the boys after that. It was a really good trip. It was a really good trip. And I know hashtag ad, hashtag paid advertisement, hashtag promo, whatever you want to say. But SORARE NBA really did a good job out there of the people that they brought out, putting them in a situation where they were able to experience some pretty cool stuff. So good times. It really was a good trip. I'm excited to do it again next year. It felt more of like a spectacle of a thing. It was cool. Boston based in the chat. Let's go. Timothy Modede. What's up, Timothy? He says ESPN still believes Jokic is the MVP while Giannis is third. Giannis is making a pretty damn good case right now to be the MVP. Who's more happy to see you, your wife or Bandy, when I got home? I think it was pretty close. I think it was probably my wife. The dog was thrilled, but it's probably my wife. My dog got over it pretty quickly. My wife was still excited. Although you could ask her, she might be over it now too. Let's dive into some of the action. So yeah, the Cup first of all, right? Shout out the Cup, respecting the Cup. The Bucks take it down. Giannis was incredible in both games. He really is playing some insane stuff. I think it's still true that he's averaging over 30 points a game and still shooting over 50% from the field, which is just bonkers. It's bonkers stuff from him. Really vaulting himself into that category of MVP, where the Jokic stuff is really tailing off. We'll talk about their game last night when we get down to it, but yikes. I do think the Bucks, man, I don't want to go over the standings right now, but they really are surging. I know, and they play again tonight. I believe. Who are they playing tonight? They are matched up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dame has already been ruled out. Giannis should be good to go. But the Bucks, man, they're now in the 5 seed, 14-11. They've won 3 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. And the last game they won didn't even count. The Cup championship doesn't even count. DJP with the live action here says 32 points average was 61% from the field, man. That's incredible. That's really incredible stuff. Yeah, we'll talk more about the Bucks when we get into the about last night, go over the standings. But let's talk about the Golden State Warriors last night. I'm going to bring up the box score over here. The Warriors made history. They made history by playing some of the worst basketball of all time. We're just going to look at some of these plus minuses here as they lose 144. You heard that right. 144. Wait, what did I just do there? Oh, there we go. 144-93. Look at this. 37-15 in the first quarter. They lost the first quarter by 22. They lost the second quarter by 9. The third quarter by 19. Holy hell, Golden State. This is fresh off of the Dennis Schroeder trade, sending him to Golden State. And look at this. Neil Diamond Hands. Draymond's stat line was so good. Look at this. Look at this shit. Draymond Green in 19 minutes had 1 steal, 4 turnovers, I believe 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, and 0 blocks. I'm going to check the tweet here just to fact check here. Our guy Tim Bontemps from ESPN, the senior NBA writer, this is according to Tim, just did a quick stat head search, and I believe no one has ever been minus 42, which Draymond was, or worse in less than 20 minutes. A minus 42 in 19 minutes. Podcast Draymond Green making it happen. But look at these plus minuses. Draymond minus 42, Looney minus 23, Wiggins minus 33, Steph minus 41, and the German, who just recently arrived to the Bay Area, minus 34. Now, the biggest issue for me, like looking at Golden State, dude, Steph took 7 shots, 6 threes. I think at halftime he'd only taken like 5 or something like that. They just have no offense. They've got no flow right now. And I don't even think this is an overreaction to like last night's game. I mean, since getting off to that hot start, right, where they were like, oh, we're not putting enough respect on the infrastructure of the Golden State Warriors. Steve Kerr, he's just pressing the right button. They've been dog doo since then, right? Buddy Hield, who was just like cooking. Buddy Hield actually did knock down 3 threes last night, but he like slow. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Kyle Anderson. Buddy knocked down 1 3. They've just really slowed down. Your box score would have fit in perfect with Golden State last night. Honestly, yes. I was thinking about that. As I was making fun of the Golden State Warriors on Twitter last night, all I could think about was how I was so bad yesterday in basketball too. But I really do think, it's too early to be like the Schroeder trade was bad. Like there's still a ways to go before we like really learn how the Dennis Schroeder fit is going to go. But I think they're in trouble, man. And the Western Conference has really been jumbled up a little bit. But when you look at some of the teams behind them, I really do think they're going to get caught. Like the Timberwolves, who had a tough game last night, but they've been playing better outside of that game. You have the Kings and the Lakers, who are starting to, I wouldn't say figure it out, but I just think those teams are probably going to catch up to Golden State. And then I think they're going to be left staring in the mirror being like, what do we do now? Because they threw out Kuminga out there, and they were like, maybe Mr. Cumbuckets Kuminga can make it happen so that we can up his trade value and then move him. I mean, what was Kuminga's line last night? 28 minutes, 2 for 12, minus 23, baby, 4 turnovers. Look at these turnovers. 17 turnovers overs for the game. We should talk about Memphis here for a second, but it's hard to even take anything away because no starter played more than 24 minutes. Desmond Bane, though, by the way, has been picking it up a little bit. He had 15, 7, and 4 last night. Triple J, who like barely played any minutes in the first quarter because he picked up 2 fouls in 90 seconds, finished the game with 17, 6, and 5. Jalen Wells with 13. Ja Morant, 9, 3, and 3. Santi Aldama, 21 and 14. I like no shit, guys. Santi Aldama, legit might be in the 6th man of the year conversation. I know my Boston bros are rock hard with Viagra for that Peyton Pritchard. I get it. We also, who else is in that conversation? DeAndre Hunter, who we're going to talk about that game in a second. That's pretty good. He's up in there. But Santi Aldama legit has been averaging some big-time numbers. I think that's kind of a fun one. Regulator right now, putting this in the chat. Grizz are the only team in the top 5 in offense and defense starting to believe in them. Yeah, man. I'll listen. I don't. Is it too early to take a victory lap? Because if you remember, if you've been longtime fans of the NBA bit, almost like 2 seasons ago, we talked about OKC making the leap. Our OKC team that we circled this year of a team at the bottom half of the league making a jump was the Memphis Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies now 19-9, 13-3 in the home at home, and are just right up there. So. Regulator said LeBron and Steph going outside. Yeah, it could be tough. 3DK is trying to put some respect on Mo Wagner's name for the 6th man of the year. Mo's good. I don't know if he's in the same category as the 3 that we were just talking about, but I'll put some respect on Mo's name. Coffee sip. Needed it. But man, shout out Memphis, dude. They're cooking. We'll look at the stats in a little bit. Let's go over to Angry Joe. So the Celtics last night, Celtics played the Chicago Bulls 117-108. Chicago goes into the Beantown world fresh off of all these Levine to Denver rumors, right? And they balled out last night, knocking down a bunch of threes in this game. They took 52 3-pointers, knocking down 19 of them. Levine was their high scorer. I don't know why it's not letting me scroll. There we go. Levine finished the game with 36 and 6. Vucci Main 16 and 14. But what really happened last night, and the Celtics, like, listen, they're going to complain about the refereeing, and rightfully so, but they just fell apart in the fourth quarter, and they let it get to them in their heads, and it was a little nuts. So Tatum, pretty good game from Yassam Tatum. He had 31, 10, and 4. Chris Zanger had 20 and 8. Drew Holiday and Jaylen Brown, tough games for them. JB had 19, but was a minus 19 out there. That was rough. Drew Holiday finished with 6 and 4. Derek White was fine. But so at the end of the game, there was a weird like jump ball situation, and then Joe Mazzulla gets teched up, and then after getting teched, Jaylen Brown gets teched up. Some pretty interesting comments from Jaylen Brown. You say what you want about JB, if you think he's overpaid, whatever you want to say. He's such a thoughtful, well-spoken guy when he speaks out, and I appreciated his comments after the game, where he's just basically like, the ref was using technical fouls as like a threat. Like if you say that one more time, it's tech. And it just like, I appreciated what he was saying. But the best part about last night was Joe Mazzulla, who had to be held back at the end of the game as he was trying to talk to the referee. It was just so funny. And then let me see if I thought I had this queued up, and now I'm nervous I don't here. I don't have it queued up. Gosh darn it. But Joe Mazzulla after the game had some hilarious comments about what he was trying to say to the to the ref after the game. Okay, here we go. I found it here. Let me share screen for this one, and then I'll let you guys hear the clip. Here we go. Let's see. Also, just a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Also, just a Merry Christmas. Hold on. So real quick, they asked, what were you trying to say to the referee as you were being held back by security? Also, just a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I wasn't sure I was going to see them before the holiday. I just can't let a moment go by to where you wish someone just the best to them and theirs. All right, it's crap audio, but he basically was saying, I just wanted to say, look out, Joe Mazzulla. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, which I thought was good. And here's him getting held back. Look out, Joe Mazzulla. Oh, he's talking to Justin Van Dyne, who teed him and Jaylen Brown up in the fourth quarter. I got to tell you, there's no one I have done a bigger 180 on than There's nothing I've done a bigger 180 on than Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla is a crazy man, and I respect it. I love it so much. He's the best. Weisberg was saying it wasn't even like JB was cussing the ref. It's the one thing to say the call was wrong. He simply felt he should have been taking the jump ball. That's an important difference. Yeah, and that ref, not great refereeing from our guy over there. But Celtics still no excuses like that. Yes, that was a frustrating thing, but after that went down, they just got smoked. I mean, look at this. You're at home and you got outscored by 13 in the fourth quarter. Just kind of unacceptable stuff. However, I mean, it's not like panic mode. Celtics are 21-6, 11-4 at home. Good to see Mazzulla fired up. It's pretty good to get those kind of reactions from our guy, Joey Maz. So I'm here for it. But good win for Chicago, who, again, all over trade rumors, whether it's Zach LaVine, Vucevic, whoever. Good win for Chicago to still come out there. Shout out Trey Kirby. So he gets a Bulls win. Let's just kind of go through some of last night's stuff here. We'll kind of go game by game, try to get some fun stuff. OKC with a bounce back performance against the Orlando Magic after kind of crapping the bed a little bit there in the Cup final. SGA was awesome. I finished the game with 35, 6, and 4. I believe he had like 25 or something at halftime or close to it. Isaiah Hartenstein had a big double-double, 12 and 12. And then, everybody else kind of chipped in. J-Dub had 11. Caruso had 11. Aaron Wiggins had 11. On the Orlando side of things, I mean, you know what? Credit Orlando. They now have 2 losses at home after starting out 10-0 in the magical place of Disneyland. But Orlando's still like fighting. I mean, to keep this game as close as it was without Paolo, without Franz. I think one of the more disappointing things that we learned over the Emirates Cup final. It sounds like Paolo's not as close to coming back as we had hoped. So now it probably won't happen till the new year. So no Paolo, no Franz. Again, Orlando trying to hang tough. Suggs had 9 points, I think, in the first 3 minutes of the game and then finished with 9 points. That was pretty frustrating. And then you got De Silva gave him 15. Goga gave him 15. But you want to know the bright spot? And again, I'm not trying to be out here circling the wagons, giving myself a victory tour. But when everybody was like, put your Timbs on, Cole Anthony season now with no Franz and no Paolo, get ready. And your boy was out here saying, what about Anthony Black, though? Anthony Black has been playing awesome basketball for Orlando since he's been given more of a role. When Paolo went down, and Franz was kind of the lead ball handler, Black's minutes started going up a little bit more anyways. But now with both of those out, he's playing like big-time minutes, played 31 minutes last night, goes 4 for 5 from the free throw line, 3 for 6 from 3, 8 for 14 from the field, 23 points, 3 assists, and a steal. Anthony Black's been really, really good for them. If Orlando can just hang on until Paolo and Franz get back, I really do think they are going to be a scary team in the playoffs. I really do, because just the way that they defend, they've got multiple guys that can get you a bucket now. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff from Orlando. Again, even in a loss, and again, OKC 21-5, 10-3 at home. Good bounce back spot for them. And they're fun. They're fun. OKC's fun. Let's man, a lot of gross games. You already did Golden State. Let's go down here let's do San Antonio, Atlanta. I don't know how many people watched this game. The Spurs and Atlanta was an awesome basketball game. With Atlanta down 2 with like 20 seconds left. DeAndre Hunter blows by his defender and then yams it down on Victor Wembanyama. Not scared of the 9-footer. Throws it down, sends the game to overtime. However, Atlanta eventually loses in overtime. But you know what? For everybody that's out there, oh, the ratings are so bad. I don't like all of these 3-pointers. The league is in so much trouble when LeBron and Steph Curry leave. You know what? Watch the fucking games. The games were awesome last night. We had so many different cool storylines with, again, Hunter, who has been struggling his first 5 years in the league, is now in the 6th Man of the Year contest. He throws it down on Wemby to send it into overtime and playing great basketball. The last 2 minutes of this game was trading 3-pointers in a tight game. Trae Young hits a bomb. Chris Paul hits a bomb. Devin Vassell hits a 3. And then I'm blanking on somebody else who knocked down a big 3. There was this insane play where Wemby threw a Lou Dort type 3-pointer shot that was an alley-oop to Jeremy Sohan that catches it and reverses it. It was just highlight after highlight. It was an awesome, awesome game. I also think like just both of those teams are better than we give them credit for. We just think it's the same old Atlanta. The Spurs have Wemby, but they're not there yet. And they really are. They're staying close. I think it's a super fun team. But anyway, sorry, freaking rant. It's just so exhausting. Like, why are you talking about the NBA ratings? How does that affect your life? Who fucking cares? I don't understand. Anyways, all right. Jalen Johnson, 22-9 in this one. Trae Young, again, man, just always bet Trae Young dimes. 23 points, 16 dimes for him. You got Larry Nance, who ended up playing big minutes. He had 21 and 13. DeAndre Hunter, 27 and 6 for Hunter. But again, it was the Spurs who get the W. The Spurs now were 30-something% into the NBA season, and the Spurs are a game over 500 right now. Jeremy Sohan, beware the Sohan. He had 20 and 8. Victor Wembanyama, Bojo Vital, 42, 6 and 5. He had 4 blocks and 2 steals. Vassell, who's finally playing over 30 minutes a game. Let's go, Devin Vassell. He went 5 for 7 from 3-point land, hitting 2 big ones in the fourth quarter. He had 23 and 4. Chris Paul had 12, 8 and 7 with 4 steals. CP3 looked like he got hurt pretty bad and then came back and was fine. We got Catherine in the chat. Shout out to Raptors Republic, Buckets and Tea over there. I should have said something in Italian, but I don't think I have anything. Hope you had a great trip. But yeah, anyway, Spurs are fun, man. The Spurs are fun. Yeah, I know the rant. The NBA ratings conversation was just so weird. I don't know who's that for. Who is that for? Who's that for? Like, how does that affect your life? Do you only watch TV shows? Also, nobody's got cable. Nobody has cable anymore. No wonder why the ratings are bad. Nobody watches TV anymore. The product is bad. Shut up. All right. Sorry. All right. Let's see. So anyways, good win for San Antonio. Let's Denver and Portland. Dude, the Nuggets, you want to talk about down bad? How did they lose to the Blazers? Michael Porter Jr., Actually, let's do a drop. We're going to shout out our guy, Michael Porter Jr. I know this needs to be updated, but
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
there we go. And this is the right answer. I just watched people live stream on YouTube. Thank you, Snoopaloo. Dude, Denver's weird, man. Also, Jokic, like back-to-back. Well, that's not true. He had a bad game, an amazing game, and a bad game. But Denver's in a weird spot right now. They dropped to 14-11. We look at these numbers here. Jokic finished with 34, 8, and 6. I shouldn't say that was a bad game. He had a bad start to the game. Jamal with 24 and 10. Michael Porter Jr. gave him 16. Brown 13. Only 2 from Aaron Gordon. In the bench, Russ gave him 19 and 7. But as Weisberg pointed out in the chat, Russ got absolutely blown by for the game-winning layup. And just brutal stuff. The vibes feel weird. Like, I'm not trying to overreact to a loss to Portland. It's in a weird part of the season. These losses happen. Teams shouldn't overreact and freak out, but it just feels a little weird. And again, I mean, I just look at the starting 5 beat the best player in the world, Tumani Kamara, Jeremy Grant, dominating. Anthony Simons and Shaedon Sharp combined for 56 points. Just no defense, no stop, no toughness from Denver in this game. Portland moves to 9-18. Just weird stuff from Denver. And again, as we alluded to, some trade rumors that were coming out over the weekend about Zach LaVine potentially having Denver be a landing spot. And of course, Michael Porter Jr. would be in there. And listen, I'm not trying to be a LaVine hater. I think LaVine's been playing really good basketball. The last 3 weeks, he's been really, really good. I just am confused. Unless the team is just trying to get off this Michael Porter Jr. contract, I'm confused as to Denver looking around and being like, if we make a 1-for-1 swap with LaVine and Michael Porter Jr., all of a sudden that gives us a higher ceiling. Is anybody seeing that? I mean, I know LaVine, again, has had some pretty good games, but Michael Porter Jr. is kind of important to what they do. He's not the best defender in the world, but he's no longer a sieve. He rebounds. He can get any 3 he wants. He makes a lot of sense next to Jokic. I feel like LaVine is someone who wants the ball in his hands a little bit more. I don't really see that move. It honestly reminds me a lot about if the Lakers got Brandon Ingram or if the Warriors got Brandon Ingram. I don't really see that moving the needle as much. But again, maybe it's more because Porter Jr.'s contract is longer than LaVine's. You want to get off of that. I don't know. Poole to the Nuggets thought. I mean, I feel like that's adding. I mean, is your second unit Russ and Jordan Poole? Can you imagine the defense in that? Although, you know what? Let's give Poole Party a little bit of love. He's been playing some better basketball lately. But anyways, it's a weird one for Denver. I don't like the energy coming out of Denver. Clippers got a 118-95 win over Dallas. There's not too much to say about this game. No Kyrie, no Luka. I mean, the Kyrie thing was insane. It seemed the weather vanes were pointing towards Kyrie playing yesterday. And it was a pretty surprising late rule that he was out. I didn't really understand what happened. PJ Washington with 14 and 9. So whatever. We say PJ's name. We say PJ Washington's name. We play the PJ Washington drop.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
There he is, PJ, baby. Anyways, that came in an L. Clay had 22, 2 for 9 from 3. That's not fun. Dinshitty, 19 and 7. But it was the Clippers, kind of a team effort here. Look at Big Zubac, 21 and 15. James Harden gave him 24 and 7. Storm and Norman Powell, 29, 7 and 5. Clippers moved to 16 and 12. Mavs dropped to 17 and 10. Nothing really to write home there. Pacers get a win over Phoenix. Something to pay attention to, though. Devin Booker left this game in the second half and did not return. Pacers win this one 120-111. Pacers have been a weird team this year, but get a pretty important win for them. Halliburton continues to just be funky, man. He had 13 and 12, the lowest scoring starter of the starting five here. Siakam 25 and 18. When's the last time Siakam's gotten over 18 boards? We the North. Miles Turner 19 and 6. Nembhard 19 and 4. And then Obi Toppin. Listen, I usually make fun of Obi Toppin. Not really an Obi Toppin guy. He's been playing, I think, like 2 really good weeks of basketball here. He had 13 and 8 in this one. Phoenix, man, this is the same old story with the Suns, right? They just can't stay healthy. So Booker leaves this game. He had 17 and 6 when he went out. KD went off, man. So KD's back. He's healthy. 37 and 10 in this one. But they just don't have enough. Just not enough juice here. They dropped to 14 and 12. Hopefully hopefully the Booker injury is not serious and he can come back. But I feel bad for Phoenix, man. I feel like if they could stay healthy, I think they are contenders in the West. Not favorites, but contenders. Again, you look at some of the other teams around that range, as we'll take a look at the standings here in a second. I think they can hang, but they just can't stay healthy. They can't stay healthy. So they might be in trouble. But good news, there is some positives for the Phoenix Suns. Shout out our guy, Coach Stark Holmes, if he's going to games these days in Phoenix. But Matt Ishbia. Also, you know how fucked we are as a society? I feel like I've been dropping a lot of F-bombs this morning, so I apologize. But I'm going to do it again. You know how fucked we are as a society? They decided to, instead of charge $9 for a bottle of water, we're charging $7 for a bottle of water. And everybody's like, oh my God, the philanthropic God of Matt Ishbia, a man of the people. It's a bottle of water. But anyways, they've knocked concession stands down. So here we go. Continue to fight for the people. So shout out Bish Bish. All right. Anything else? The Knicks, baby. Bing bong. They go into Minnesota and they pounce on them. 133-107. The Catman returns home. And look at this. Bodega boy, 32 points, 20 boards. Karl Anthony Towns, man. Awesome. Playing awesome basketball. Awesome basketball. I know they're still not defending, although last night was a little bit better. Mikal Bridges, he's starting to shut people up. He went 12 for 18 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3. He had 29 points in this one. Brunson and Precious Achiuwa both got some double-digit points. No Josh Hart. Precious. That's terrible. He started over him. Quiet night for OG. Anthony Edwards with some pretty illuminating comments post-game here, where he just said we were lost on offense and that we have no identity on offense. And it was, I think he basically was like, we know I'm going to get my shots. We know Julius is going to get his shots. But then after that, we don't know what's happening. Randall, who I think had 10 points in the first 2 seconds of this game. I was like, ooh, Randall revenge. And then after that, you can see 1 point lead for the Timberwolves after the first quarter. In the second quarter, they were outscored by 23. Shout out Michael Jordan. Anthony finishes with 17, and then no other starter got close to double digits there. Minnesota drops to 14 and 12. I feel like everybody we talk about in the West is 14 and 12. So I don't know. I mean, the Knicks, though, after kind of a weird start, now 17 and 10 have been playing really, really good basketball. Again, the defense is a little shaky, but if you're going to score over 120 points a game, I don't think it's going to matter. Comment says they refuse to pass to Rudy, so they play 4 and 5 on offense. Hey, listen, you want the real take is common man. Even if they pass to Rudy, it's 4 on 5 on offense. But anyways, good dubs for the Bing Bong boys. Let's keep it moving. Anything else from last night that we need to look at? New Orleans, Houston. I mean, the Pelicans have the worst vibes in the league right now. I keep waiting for DeJounte Murray to pop off, and he's been pretty boring. Trey Murphy with 28. Herb Jones had 20. Reports that CJ, Zion, and who was the other person? Was it CJ, Zion, and one other player from the Pels are on the trade block this year. I mean, the vibes just suck, man. New Orleans, nobody runs worse than New Orleans. For Houston, though, shut up the Goon. Şengün had 23, 9, and 7. Brooks had 26 and 7. Jalen Green. We had a Jalen Green sighting. Are you kidding me? 34 and 6 for him. Houston moves to 18 and 9. 5 and 23 for the Pelicans. Go get Cooper Flag, baby. Go get Cooper Flag. And then I don't know, is that most of the games there? Charlotte, Washington. You know what? We will do Charlotte, Washington. You want to know why? Mark Williams, baby. Mark Williams back in the starting lineup. He's only playing 19 minutes to 20 minutes a game. I don't know. Maybe Regulator can talk about it, but because I know he's a Buzz City bitch. Dude, Mark Williams is awesome. He's not playing enough minutes to like be fantasy relevant right now, but like he's just almost averaging a double-double in 19 minutes. He had 16 and 8 in this one, a steal and a block on top of it. LaMelo Ball was awesome. If you were playing the daily game last night, whether on Underdog or on SORARE, he was crazy at 34-13 with 4 steals as well. But they dropped this game to the Wizards, who are now, after losing like 800 in a row, are red hot with 2 wins in the last couple of games. The pool party, 27-4. Alexander Sarsgaard had 19 and 9. Champagne had 14 and 8, and then you got 14 from Bilal Coulibaly. Malcolm Brogdon, 25 and 6 off the bench. I didn't watch a lot of this game, but I was seeing our guy LaMelo cook. Brooklyn and Toronto. Listen, RJ got ruled out late. That's fine. That's cool. But why is Nance projecting? It's because Nance is projecting because Onyeka Okongwu is out for the next couple of games. So that's why Larry Nance Jr. has been popping off a little bit. So that is why. That is why. But yeah, Brooklyn and Toronto, I really don't want to talk about it too much. The one thing I will say, though, is that Scotty Barnes came back. RJ was a late rule out, which was very annoying. Is Malcolm Brogdon just a Republican dentist? That's pretty funny. He was a late rule out. Grady Dick played. That was good. He was good. I mean, but whatever. I can't talk about Brooklyn and Toronto. That game was so freaking boring. And then last but not least, Lauri Markkanen. We got a Lauri Markkanen sighting last night. That was fun. He had 27 and 14. Colin Sexton with 30 and 7. Keontae George, 28 and 4. Fun stuff all around. Detroit basketball, tough stuff for everybody not named Cade Cunningham. No other starter got into double figures, yet Cade dropped 33 and 7. Malik Beasley, guns up. He had 26 off the bench. But that was it. Utah 6 and 20, Detroit basketball 11 and 17. Let's quickly look at the standings here since we haven't done that in a week or so. Cavs now with a 2-game lead over the Beantown Boys. Cavs are 23 and 4, Celtics 21 and 6. And then look at these Knicks, man. 7-3 in their last 10. They're 17 and 10 in third. Magic now dropping 3 in a row. They're 5 and 5 in their last 10. They're 17 and 12. The Bucks are coming, baby. 8 and 2 in their last 10. They're in the 5 seed. And then hashtag Heat Culture, even though they lost their last game, are 13 and 11. And then you've got the Hawks at 500 in the 7 seed. The Indiana Pacers and Chicago Bulls 13 and 15. And then this 10 seed is a shit show. Brooklyn, Detroit, they're all in it. Hopefully the Sixers get a little bit hotter here. And then on the west side, OKC in the 1 seed. And look at these Memphis Grizzlies with a half-game lead over the Houston Rockets. Dallas Mavericks are still right there too. And then you get the Clippers in the 5 seed. Nuggets somehow still in the 6 seed. And then the Lakers, Timberwolves, Suns, and Warriors all 7 through 10. But I will say, I mean, the Spurs are still right there, only a half game back behind Wolves, Suns, and Warriors. And then the Kings are still in it too, but not as much. For tonight, not a lot of games tonight. Kind of a weird schedule. I don't know if it's because the college football playoff starts tonight. Only 3 games, though. Charlotte at Philly. You got Milwaukee at Cleveland and OKC at Miami. And then Saturday, a little bit more. Almost everybody plays on Saturday, and then only 3 games on Sunday. So it's going to make SORARE a little freaky deaky this weekend, but that's fun. That's fun. What do we got? If Mark Williams gets 20 plus minutes tonight on a back-to-back, then his minutes should start increasing. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Let's do some like underdog picks. Maybe let's take a poke at SORARE. Your boy had a good SORARE night last night, or weekend anyways. We had a good game week. Let's go over to SORARE. I wonder if did they like show the rewards yet? Maybe I can claim the rewards. No, they haven't done it yet, but we finished 4th. We finished 4th in the rare champ, baby. The rare champ, that's 2 honey. That's 2 honey for that one. So let's go look at this here. Yeah, this is the squad. 4th and rare champion. We had Jimmy Butler drop 106. Anthony Davis with a 79. Devin Vassell with 46. Allen with 37. And then if the Memphis Grizzlies didn't win by 400 against the Warriors last night, this had a chance to get to the top 3. Finished with 304 points. That's 4th place. I think we get a 5-star box and $200, which is pretty fun. We won a box last night in the limited daily one. And then I think we had, and a 1-star box in this one. So a couple of rewards. We don't hate it, but good stuff. Let's go over to Underdog. Let's find a pick 'em for tonight. See what we can cook up here. I don't know what people are feeling like. What are those Denver, New Orleans prices for tickets? Yeah, probably going to be pretty bad. Yeah, Weisberg was saying the Cavs schedule is pretty tough. I know, man, but they're still so good. What did Snoopaloop say here? Do you think OKC is going to have a problem defending bigs, or was that just a game you couldn't stop Giannis? I think Giannis is also like playing elite basketball right now. That's part of it. I think Giannis has just been incredible. I think if they're not going to have Chet Holmgren out there, then they're in trouble. I think the biggest issue they were having is when Isaiah Hartenstein left the floor, their only other option was Kenrich Williams, and with no Jay Will either. But I think when Chet's out there, it just allows Daniel and the Thunder to play a couple of different ways, whether they want to go small ball with just Chet, whether they want to put two big boys together. There's a couple of different options they have. So I wouldn't be freaking out about it yet, but I do think, I think it was more, I think that game was less of an indictment on what OKC was doing and more of, hey, maybe we need to start taking Milwaukee a little bit more seriously, because Milwaukee had that 2-week stretch where they won a bunch of games, but it was like, 2 against the Hornets or 2 against the Wizards, whatever, right? Like they weren't beating pretty solid teams in front of them. And now you look at their resume and it's a little bit more impressive. So, from one Zakarian to another. Merry Christmas, Zakarian Jones. So that was a little bit more impressive, I think. Let's dive into some picks. I don't know. Does anybody have any takes for today? I haven't looked too much at the slate because it's kind of a gross one. The one I think I saw from our guy John Metler over at Covers was Evan Mobley over 2.5 dimes. So we can start with that one. We can start with Mobley over 2.5 dimes and try to find some stuff here. That's 1.2x too. That's pretty fun. Let's see. Embiid against Charlotte. I believe Embiid is questionable, but it sounds like if they all have lines, it seems like he's going to play. I mean, Embiid over 26.5 points feels like easy, right? I mean, I know he's not rebounding as much anymore, but that feels easy. And I feel like LaMelo's over probably feels easy too. Anybody else have any takes? Yeah, I think we're gonna build this like Embiid is playing. The rebounds kind of look nice, but Embiid just does not his rebounding rate is not what it once was. Giannis 31.5 points. This feels like, I know Cleveland is a good defensive team, but with no Dame, Giannis is going to have to do a little bit more. Honestly, I think 7.5. No, that's too high. I think we just do the points. We just do 31.5 points. I kind of like that. Butler over 5.5 boards. Yeah, let's get some Jimmy Butler love. Who's Miami playing? Who did we say they were playing? OKC. Yeah, 5.5 feels okay. Man, OKC on a back-to-back. I wonder, I'm a little nervous about any of those OKC lines. You want to go points and assists? What's Embiid's points and assists here? Let's see. Points and assists. 30.5. All right, yeah, let's do that instead. So that we got to find one more here. One more for the 5-man. Who pops with Damo? I think it's just more Giannis, honestly. Maybe Middleton does a little bit more. Middleton, I got to tell you, that's the only player in real life that I saw in Vegas that looked bad. Middleton looked rough. I guess they don't have a line for, I was going to say, what's that guy's name? AJ Green could have been fun. Maybe we just leave it at this. Maybe we just do a 4-man. Let's see if this lets me actually bet it 10 to win 120. Or is it going to tell me I can't do it? Is it going to say that? Man, this is my biggest frustration with Underdog here. That's okay. This will allow me to say it together in real time with you so that you know what we're doing here. So we said Giannis Antetokounmpo over 31.5 points. That's a lot of points, baby. Joel Embiid, we're taking over 30.5 points and assists. Might just get that on points. We're taking Butler over 5.5 boards. And then we're taking our guy, Evan Mobley, over 2.5 dimes. over 2.5 dimes for the Mobley brother. And then that's going to be 10 to win 121 for your guy here. So tail if you'd like, of course, not financial advice. Last thing I'll do is just show you guys, we did get a couple of Best Ball Mania teams through into the semifinals, which is pretty exciting. So I have 2 Best Ball Mania teams left, 2 Fast Puppies and 1 Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide. For Best Ball Mania, there's 16 team pods, so it's a little nerve-wracking here. It's going to be very hard to get out. But if we get out of this one, it's pretty exciting because that means we're into the what's it called? The finals for a shot at 1.5 million. 1.5 million for first. This is my team. This is who I'm rolling with. You can see we're down at the bottom, but it's because we didn't really have anybody going in last night's game. But this team has Tua and Baker Mayfield for our 2 quarterbacks. We have James Cook, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson Jr., Zachary Charbonnet, and Braylon Allen. And then our wideouts, we've got the Amon-Ra, ARSB, Jalen Waddle, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Jameson Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Troy Franklin Hyatt, and then George Kittle and TJ Hawkinson. One of the fun things, I'm the only one in my pod with George Kittle, so that's pretty exciting. And then this team over here, we got Lamar Jackson as our cubes. We got Isaiah Pacheco, James Conner, Tony Pollard, Chase Brown, Rico Dowdle, and then Jamar Chase, Devontae, Jordan Addison, Jacoby Myers, Bateman, Walker, and McCaffrey with Goddard and Likely. So hopefully one of these 2 teams get through. Nothing too crazy last night. I guess Gus Edwards is pretty fun. So if you had him. And then the Pitbull, it's only a 6-person round here, and we just got to get through first. This one has Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, and Bo Nix. So Bo Nix went off. That's why I'm in first right now with 21 points. Then Taylor, Ramondre Brown, Chubb, and Bucky. Same thing. So we'll have some fun sweats here. Somebody saying, did you see the Top Shot announcement? It doesn't matter. I mean, I saw they had an announcement. I didn't really look at it. I saw they dropped the roadmap right before New Year's, as we're a third of the way into the NBA season. I didn't take a look. Some people seemed excited though, so that was pretty good. Oh yeah, we could check the Team Hold Fantasy Leagues. That's a good idea. I'll be paying that out over the weekend, BT Dubs here, or when it's done. I'm thinking of the Guillotine League. So we did a couple of Team Hold leagues. Oh, the rewards dropped? Hell yeah, we'll do that before we get out of here. We did a couple of Team Hold Fantasy Leagues this year. Right now in the Guillotine winner. The Guillotine winner here was, I believe, our guy Plazarevich. Shut up, Bosna. He won 149, sneaking out over Milo Goes to College, who finished in second. In our Big Money League, let's see, what do we got here? Our Big Money League, it's Boston-based versus Easy E for the chip. In our smaller league, we've got the Common Man against Honestly Normal for the chip. That's why the Common Man wanted to check. And then in our North versus South, this is my own league. We're favored. We're favored to get through. So, yeah, there we go. There's a little love. Oh, I forgot that we had Boston mentioned. There you go, Boston Herzegovina. Let's do. Hold on, let me change the media assets here. Let's go. If supposedly rewards drop, so if rewards drop, let's go take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. Let's see. Did the rewards drop? They did. Let's claim them. All right, this is for 4th place. 4th place in the Rare Champ here. $200. Let's go. Rare Champ again. Let's see. Well, this is just a 5-star box. We'll go open the box after this. What was this for? Rare. Oh, yeah, we got a 1-star box. That's right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, let's go open the boxes here. Let's go. We'll do the limited first. This is for last night. Let's see. Oh, 5 limited essence. The essence. All right, here we go. Our 5-star box. What did we get? 10 essence. 10 essence for the rare. Let's see what this one is. Let's see what it is, baby. Another 2. So we pick up 12 rare essence. Let's go check. Oh, we're up to 60 rare essence. We're up to 60 rare essence over there. 45 for the limited tier. That's fun. That's fun. There we go. All right. Just a reminder, gang. Just a reminder. This is what we got for the rest of the day. So if you are one of the VIP members If you're one of the VIP members on the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel, we have 2 different shows for you today. We have a pre Live Before Lock show at 4 p.m. We'll go over some of the daily ranks and all that stuff. Then we have Live Before Lock, which is open to everybody at 5 p.m. And then Live After Dark at 7 p.m. So basically like 3.5, 4 straight hours of content later this afternoon. So make sure you go tune into that. If you haven't signed up for the membership, go do that. The other thing I got to shout out, please go check it out. I'm dropping a link into the chat. But our new episode of Hoop Sense dropped over the weekend. Actually, I think it was on Monday. I'm going to drop a link right in here. Go give that a look and a listen, please. Go engage, drop comments, do all that stuff. Get that pumped, baby. Get it pumping. Go check that out. And then, hey, next week we'll still have all of the content for you. I'm going to actually bring my microphone home. So on Monday, we'll do an NBA bit and a Live Before Lock live from Massachusetts. Wait, is Monday Christmas Eve? No, Monday's the 23rd. So we'll have that on Monday, and then probably an NBA bit on Friday as well. And that'll be it. That'll be it for next week, and a Live Before Lock for Friday as well. So we'll still have some content, but it'll be a little bit lighter next week until we get into the new year. But I think that's it, gang. It's good to be back. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I hope you're ready for some more, gambling type content later this afternoon. And we got hoops. And if you're a college football fan, that's exciting for you. I'm not, but it's still exciting. But we'll see you guys a little bit later this afternoon. Let's get after it. We out, skis.